Next, let us talk about computing for engineers. What do we mean by this? Computer programming is highly related to engineering work because engineering is highly related to mathematics. Many of engineering problems can be expressed as maths, and because of that, programming can also solve it because programming is simply what we call applied mathematics. For our class, we will try to put some aim or objective to make programming to become like engineering, because you see, we have engineering mathematics, meaning the lecturers or the professors are teaching mathematics to solve engineering problem. We also have management or project management, and we call it engineering project management because the project management is not simply a management course, but it is for engineering project management, meaning we want to manage engineering project. And we even have engineering economy, engineering accounting, engineering ethics, and so on. So some ambition that we can set for this class is that we want to also have engineering programming, meaning after finishing this class, you should have some fundamental knowledge about how to solve engineering problem with programming. The main objective of this course is to produce engineers that are able to write engineering software by themselves without relying on computer scientists. You see, most of computer science people, they program for IT, meaning their program is used to process data like in database and display on web page or computer display and something like that. But to be able to do engineering calculation, the engineer itself better write the program for that particular problem using certain structure or certain object that is related to engineering, like vector, complex number, matrix, and so on. This is not really related to computer science people. But you see, we are not going to produce a full-time programmer, but you can work on your own self that even after graduating as engineer, you still can work as programmer if you can, you know, improve or develop your own programming skill yourself. You can be hired as programmer even though with engineering degree. And unless you are to graduate as computer engineer with emphasis on software, then you also need to know more about programming, and you should be better than computer scientists in terms of programming, because you need to know the inside of microprocessor and the hardware on the motherboard, and also you need to know the hardware programming. This is very tough, and if we produce a computer engineer with emphasis on software, yes, that engineer should know better programming than the computer scientist. Since we don't intend to produce programmers, the deep understanding about computer science concept is not needed. Even for this class, we will be using some object-oriented concept, but we are not going to create our own custom object or custom class. At some level, engineers are required to write computer programs by themselves so that miscommunication and misunderstanding can be avoided between the computer scientist and the computer engineer. And this course will also not be focusing so much on syntax, but we will focus more on problem solving. This is just like when we teach language or human language to engineering students. We don't expect them to memorize everything about the grammar and the linguistic aspect of the language, but we expect the student to be able to communicate.